be joining us very shortly, which means you won't have to look at that picture on the screen. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please join me in welcoming to the stage the Honorable Congressman John Lewis. It's always good to introduce an unknown individual to you. If this were the last conference we ever did, this would be the highlight of any conference we've ever done. I'm just going to, I know how tight his schedule is and how deeply we appreciate him coming over. Let me just say that Congressman Lewis, John Lewis, has been called one of the most courageous persons the civil rights movement ever produced. I can also tell you, you can expand that. He's one of the most courageous people America has ever produced. Just as you have dedicated your lives to helping those less fortunate, Congressman Lewis has dedicated his entire life to protecting human rights, securing civil liberties, building what he calls the beloved community in America. I know how tight his schedule is, and I can go on and on and on, all the way back to the March in Washington in 1963, his role in all of that. Let me just say that for an individual that's been called by leaders of both parties, in both the House and the Senate, the conscience of Congress, John Lewis is the conscience of America. Historians will look back at the time that we're in now and the times that we've just passed through, and whether they be on the right or the left, they will look back and say, thank heavens that John Lewis graced America at that point, because he makes America better. And there is no greater moral authority to remind us what we should be and will be than our speaker today. Please give a warm in-cap welcome, Congressman John Lewis.
David Bradley, my friend, my beloved brother, thank you for those kind words of introduction. David, thank you for all that you do to help make our country and to make this little piece of real estate a little better for all of our people, for those that have been left out and left behind. I'm happy and honored to be here to see each and every one of you. Thank you for being you. I look forward to seeing you, visiting with you. And I hope that some of you will have an opportunity to come up on the hill today when you have some free time and just drop by. We can offer you some Georgia peanuts, maybe a Coke, some juice, some water. Let me tell you that these are times that really try all of our souls. When I traveled around America during the past few days, past few weeks, and be speaking or just talking one-on-one, someone would walk up and said, "Can I hug you?" They said, "I need a hug." my children, my grandchildren need a hug. I said, we all need a hug. I have never, ever seen anything like we're witnessing today. Now, David didn't tell you that I grew up very, very poor, and most of you know it. In rural Alabama, 50 miles from Montgomery, outside of a little place called Troy. But as a young age, I heard of Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King Jr., and others. I met Rosa Parks in 1957 when I was 17. The next year, at the age of 18, I met Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I got involved in the American Civil Rights Movement. We changed things. The signs that I saw growing up that said white men, colored men, white women, colored women, white waiting, colored waiting, those signs are gone and they will not return. The only places you see those signs today will be in a book, in a museum, on a video. So when someone tells me nothing has changed, I feel like saying, come and walk in my shoes and I will show you change. I just want to say to you this morning, don't be down. Don't be down, be up. Speak up, speak out, and find a way to get in the way. Find a way to get in trouble, good trouble, necessary trouble. When I was growing up, I asked my mother, my father, my grandparents, my great-grandparents, why? They would say, that's the way it is. Don't get in the way, don't get in trouble. But I got in trouble, good trouble. And it's time again for all of us to get in trouble. There are forces in this city today. There are forces in the nation's capital. There are forces in the White House that want to take us back. We come too far. We made too much progress, and we're not going back. We're going forward as a nation. When I came here in 1963, 23 years old, had all of my hair and a few pounds lighter, playing in the March on Washington with Martin Luther King Jr., A. Philip Randolph, James Farmer, Whitney Young and Roy Wilson, Clyde Rustin, Walter Reuther, men and women of labor. A. Philip Randolph was said from time to time, maybe our foremothers and our forefathers all came to this great land in different ships, but we're all in the same boat now. That is true today more than ever before. And there are forces in this city, forces on Capitol Hill, forces in the White House that want to divide us. But we must remind them that we're one people, that we're one family. We all live in the same house, the American house, the world house, and we will not be divided. So it doesn't matter whether black or white, Latino, Asian American, or Native American. It doesn't matter whether we're straight or gay. We're one people, we're one family. We all live in the same house. So when you see something that is not right, not fair, not just, you have a moral obligation to say something, to do something, to speak up, to speak out, and get in trouble, get in the way, and stay in the way. We got to organize and unorganize. We got to inspire and mobilize people, our young people. Those of us not so young got to get out there. A few days ago, people wanted to know whether I was going to participate in a march in Atlanta, the Women's March. I guess it was the day after the inauguration. I said yes. I marched in Nashville, marched from Selma to Montgomery, marching on Washington. I'm not tired of marching. I'm not tired of speaking up and speaking out. As long as I can pick them up and put them down, I'm going to stay engaged. So I want to say to each and every one of you, get out there. Be happy. Don't be sad. Be bold. Be brave. Be courageous. I did get arrested a few times. 40 times during the 60s. And 5 other times since I've been in Congress. My last time being arrested was not too far from here, on Capitol Hill, October 2 years ago. We were trying to get the Speaker of the House to bring forth a comprehensive immigration reform bill. It doesn't make sense to have hundreds and thousands and millions of our brothers and sisters living in fear. When Pope Francis came and spoke to the joint session of the Congress last year, he said, we're all the immigrants. We have all of us must say to people in high places, what we're doing is not right, it's not fair, and it's not just. So continue to organize, continue to mobilize, continue to speak up and to speak out, and just go for it. And don't let anybody turn you around. Don't let anybody say no to you. I think sometimes we're just too quiet. We have to make a little noise. We have to help people and encourage people to agitate. We must resist, and we must persist. Look, hadn't been for organizations like this organization, Community Action, I don't know what would have happened to hundreds and thousands and millions of people. Still too many of our people have been left out and left behind. We're going to engage in a few days on a serious debate that's going on right now. This morning, Capitol Hill, we're bringing in people to talk about health care. People want to make large tax breaks for millionaires and billionaires and cut health care. For working people. That's not right. That's not fair. That's not just. If we're not mindful, history will not be kind to us as a nation, as a people. During the next few days, weeks, months, I'll spend as much time as possible getting up there and encouraging everybody to stand up, to speak up, and speak out, and get in the way. I'm not in any way tired, I'm not in any way weary, because I know there's going to be a great victory. It's going to come. So just go for it, okay? And be happy. Be happy. I don't know how many of you saw me dancing to the happy song a few years ago. Just get out there, enjoy it. Enjoy the struggle. Build this sense of community, this sense of family. Let's use our time wisely to leave something. There were people who told us that we wouldn't make it, that we couldn't succeed in having a successful march on Washington on August 28, 1963. But we had it. And when the march was all over, President Kennedy invited us down to the White House. He stood in the door of the Oval Office, beaming, just beaming like a proud father, that everything had gone so well. And he kept saying, you did a good job, you did a good job, to each one of us. And when he got to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., he said, you did a good job, and you had a dream. There were people who said we wouldn't make it from Selma to Montgomery, but we did. President Lyndon Johnson said, in effect, if you want a voting rights act, make me do it. We were beaten, almost died on that bridge in Selma. But I didn't give up. Dr. King didn't give up. The 600 of us marching didn't give up. And by the time we made it from Selma to Montgomery, there were more than 30,000 people, blacks and white, Latino, Asian American, Native American, marching with us. Congress debated the act, passed it, and signed it into law. Because of the Voting Rights Act, the Civil Rights Act, many other efforts on the part of people of goodwill, we have witnessed what I call in America a nonviolent revolution. A revolution of values, a revolution of ideas. But in spite of all of the changes, in spite of all of the progress, it can be arrested. And today it is deliberate, systematic effort. Look at the cabinet. All of the millionaires and billionaires. We want a country. We want a Congress that would think about all of the people and not just the high rollers. In spite of it all, I must tell you that I'm very hopeful and very optimistic about the future. I am. This is only a season we're going through. But we must start right now. Now. In helping to set this country on a different path and a better path. But no one will be left out or left out because of their race, their color, their class. We must instill in them, those in high places, that we're not going to take it anymore. We're not going to take it. When you get out there, you can count on me. I will be with you every step of the way. I said to you, David, hang in there, brother. Hang in there. Some of us have scars. I have one or two here, few on my body. Beaten and left bloody during the Freedom Rides in 1961, the same year that President Barack Obama was born. Just think. When we came here to go on the Freedom Rides in 1961, black people and white people could be seated together on a Greyhound bus, traveling from the nation's capital. But we changed that. It's your time. It is your time. It is your calling. It is the time of your sisters and brothers, your children, your grandchildren. It is the time of all of us to get out there and bring about the necessary changes. Other people played a role and played it well. You got to play it and play it well. Maybe play it better. We didn't have a website. We hadn't heard of the internet. We didn't have a fax machine. We had an old mimeograph machine. But we used what we had to bring about changes. And that's what you must do. I wish you well. Just go for it. It's going to all work out. Thank you very much.
Thank you, folks. Our next speaker will be up with us shortly. Please pay attention.